11 signs you are in survival mode and how to get out of it. Hey guys, I'm Laura and I'm on a mission to awaken your awareness. So in this video, I want to give you the 11 signs that you are in survival mode and what you can do to get out of it. So sign number 1 is like you're emotional, your moods are up and down, little things set you off, you snap at others, and you overreact. So you're being too emotional, you are more likely going to be in that survival mode, in that sympathetic nervous system. Now number 2 is where you're fatigued in the mind and body, so you're always tired and have low levels of energy. That is a sign you're in survival mode, okay? Number 3 is like, again, like I said before, health issues. So you're getting sick more often, or you have headaches and physical pain. Again, so it's scientifically proven that if you're in the survival mode too much, that you will develop health issues. So number 4 is you wake up stressed, right? So you wake up in the morning feeling stressed with the tight feeling in your stomach and chest. That is a sign that you are in survival mode. Number 5 is insomnia. You find it hard to sleep, okay? Number 6 is you experience panic attacks or constant anxiety and you're sensitive to your environment. So if you're someone that's constantly anxious, obviously because of like the actual fight or flight response when you're in survival mode, anxious on how to pay your bills, you know what I mean? I also believe we're being manipulated to be in survival mode by the rulers of the world. Number 7 is you have a lack of passion or interest in anything and you struggle to make plans for the future. So generally when you're in survival mode, you're just focused on just getting through that day, making it through the day. You don't think ahead and make plans for your future, okay? So number 8 is you have like zero me time and you don't take time to like rest or do self-care activities. Okay, so having that me time and allowing yourself to rest is part of being healthy, because you need to have that rest time, and you need to have moments in your life where you are relaxed so you can sort of like re-energize, rejuvenate, you know what I mean? Like, so it's good to take that me time, have that me time to yourself. But if you aren't, then that is a sign you're in survival mode. Number 9 is like you have a lack of focus. So your memory and focus / concentration levels are poor. Okay, so number 10 is you neglect basic needs like just getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, exercising, doing your chores, having a shower. You just struggle to do simple things. So that means that you're operating from survival mode. And number 11 is increased engagement in unhealthy behaviors. So like binge eating, drinking alcohol, doing drugs, so, that sort of stuff. That means that you are operating from survival mode. So now we know the signs of being in survival mode. We know that being in survival mode means that you are in your sympathetic nervous system. So now I'm going to tell you on how you can shift yourself from the sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest nervous system, where you are more relaxed, you will be a lot more healthier, happier, more creative. This is known as your creative nervous system, and it's where we should be spending our dominant time, in this nervous system. But the problem is most people spend their dominant amount of time in the survival and the sympathetic. So we're going to jump to my whiteboard and we're going to run through the things that you can do to switch yourself into the parasympathetic nervous system. So to get out of survival mode, these are the things you can do to shift yourself. First thing is you got to get enough sleep. If you're someone that has problems getting to sleep, some people have trouble like with their brain shutting down to sleep, or some people have like problems with like broken sleep, then you need to figure out something that'll work for you to get you to sleep at night. So if you have trouble with your brain shutting down, you could do things like meditations before bed or like while you're in bed to help you get in that relaxed state and to help quieten the mind. But yeah, you got to make sure you're getting enough sleep. Number 2 is meditation. Meditation is known to reduce anxiety and calm you down, and it will calm your nervous system down, which will shift you from being in fight or flight, how do I pay my bills, to just calm and relaxed and carefree, you know. Number 3 is engaging in hobbies and activities that you enjoy. So doing things that bring you joy and those like good vibes, good feelings, you know what I mean? Number 4, I say this a lot in all my content, which is practicing gratitude. Gratitude is a high vibe state, and you are training your brain, like if you do it, you know, like a daily sort of thing, you're training your brain to like look for the good in the small things, and that's going to put you in a more happy and calmer state. Number 5 is cold showers. So cold showers are known to lower your stress levels, and it shifts you into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is awesome, right? So you could just get into the habit of doing this every day. If you start your day with a shower in the morning, you know, like what I normally do is like at the end of the shower, that's when I turn it down to a cold shower, and I'll stand in it for about 30 seconds to a minute, just doing some deep breathing. And it's a really good way to start your day. I actually struggle to do it in winter. I don't really do it in winter because I can't handle the cold. But if it's not winter, like the rest of the year, that's what I do. Number 6 is going out in nature. That's going to take your stress away. That's going to put you in a more calmer state. Number 7 again is just playing with animals and children. That's where you get your feel good vibes as well. I love hanging out with animals and children just because it is just pushing just a calm, carefree sort of state. These are the things that will shift you into parasympathetic. So, you know, if you've got kids, then that's awesome. You've got them right there, and you can just, you know, sit down and play with them. Number 8 is nutrition, cutting down on things like caffeine and sugar, which stimulate the nervous system. Too much caffeine isn't good for our nervous system at all, and we're living in a society where people are basically drinking too much coffee and too much energy drinks and not enough water. So what you put into your body is going to make a huge difference. Make sure you're putting in healthy foods, water, and like the way I see it is like bad foods, you just treat them as a treat. They're a treat. They're not something you're supposed to be eating like a lot of, you know. And number 9, so I saved the best for last. This is the most interesting point of all, which is stimulate the vagus nerve. And you're like, what the heck's a vagus nerve, right? Your vagus nerve is the main nerves in the parasympathetic nervous system. So stimulating the vagus nerve is what's going to get you to shift to the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay? So, up here, the vagus nerve is the secret weapon in fighting stress. So you want to stimulate the vagus nerve by doing these things here. So you've got deep, slow belly breathing. So a lot of people, when they're in fight or flight and survival, are breathing short, shallow, rapid breathing from the chest. So you're not breathing correctly. But when you slow your breathing down, you breathe from the belly, that's going to switch you from the sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so another thing is it's more about the exhale than the inhale. So you want to inhale, like a slow, deep breath inhale, but when you exhale, you want to exhale like longer than your inhale. So it's more about the exhale than the inhale, because the exhale is where you get the relaxation. The relaxation from. I'm just going to quickly, I want to read you something from this book. So this book also explains why. This little section here explains why the slowing down your breath, like the science behind why it switches your nervous system. So it says, when the breath is shallow and rapid, the primitive survival aspect of the brain takes over, causing the mind to function reactively and defensively, which triggers the body's fight, flight, or fright response. This is different from when the breath is slow, deliberate, and deep in the lower lobes of the lungs, which activates the numerous parasympathetic nerve endings there and immediately helps to calm both the mind and the body, shifting it out of survival mode and into a more creative state. So that's why doing, slow, deep breathing will shift your nervous system. Now, you can do other things like loud gargling. just getting some water and just doing loud gargling or loud singing or laughter. These things here will stimulate the vagus nerve that'll shift you into the parasympathetic nervous system. So all you really need to do is create a lifestyle, like a daily lifestyle where you're incorporating all these sorts of things to keep you in parasympathetic, rather than being like constantly being in sympathetic and then having to do things to shift you. Just if you make it as part of your like daily routine, you'll become constantly operating from the parasympathetic nervous system. So I've pretty much spent the last like 5 years sort of thing operating from the parasympathetic nervous system in a calm state where I haven't had to worry or stress about money. In my younger days though, like I spent majority of my time in survival mode, fight or flight response. You're constantly stressed or anxious about things. But when you make that switch, when you incorporate this sort of stuff into your like daily routine, which will keep you in this parasympathetic nervous system, where I've been for the last like 5 years, your life is just going to be better. You're going to be more, you'll just be healthier. You'll be more calmer. You will enjoy life a lot more. But I understand that with this whole pandemic situation especially, and a lot of the fear mongering that's happening through the media is triggering people to be in survival mode. So another thing I'm going to say is, if you want to switch out of survival mode, switch off from the politicians' bullshit and the media, because they are spewing a lot of lies at the moment. And I'm not going to go into my thoughts on that now, but I just believe that they're purposely trying to manipulate us to be in survival mode. So we've got to do the work on ourselves. We've got to acknowledge that we have these two nervous systems and incorporate this sort of stuff into a daily routine, so you can just stay operating from parasympathetic, and you will be happier and healthier if you do that. I hope you got value from this video, guys. Feel free to give me a thumbs up and a comment if you did. I would love to just see your thoughts on this sort of content. You could even put down in the comment section if there's a certain topic you want me to talk about. I'll do my best to please you guys and to just provide you with free value. I make daily videos on my channel, so I hope you stick around and you stick around for the next video. So have an awesome day, and yeah, peace.